Alright, hello, ZW Lemon. Hitting another day of rated. I kind of saw Grimmbros in, because he's a good friend of mine. And I saw him in queue, so I want to see if I could get him on. Say, hey, Grim. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, this is, yeah, that's nice of him to say. I'll say thanks, man. Alright, so let's look at the board real quick. Unfortunately, this board kind of sucks. It's kind of a groom rush here. Well, groom rush is you get a bunch of grooms, you get gardens, and then you try to pile the game really quickly with estates. There's stuff that makes it interesting. Save and, one of the things that makes this game interesting is that there is practice and save here. Two pretty interesting, in my opinion, two pretty interesting, landmarks, I guess. So I guess my plan is, what I'm thinking of, do I go with Stockpile or do I go with Enchantress? Enchantress will be good for hitting Grooms, but we're also not going to really have terminal space is the problem. I think Stockpile might be better to start off at first. So they're obviously going to go Groom. We're going to be playing a Groom Rush from player 2's perspective. Yeah, this is going to be another Groom. Alright. So here's what I'm going to do with practice. I'm going to practice this Groom here and get 2 Grooms. And then pretty quickly we're going to start going for, what was I going to say? We're going to pretty quickly start going for gardens here. I don't think the Enchantress is really going to be touched here, likely. Alright, so let's practice this Groom. We're going to do double Groom. Now I showed him the trick, he's going to be, they're going to be able to do it now. Yeah, it might be over. Okay. The only thing I could really do here is maybe we can get a highway and start going for duchies. But that's going to be really hard, especially losing the Groom split like we have. Actually, let me undo that. I think we're going to have to practice Groom here, which I'm not a fan of. Well, yeah, this is about to go pretty poorly. Okay. They get a stockpile. If I play this, you gotta think about, okay, they have stockpiles coming into next shuffle. I mean, we're in a pretty bad spot here. I would say here for right now, what I think we might have to do. I definitely do not want to play this horse here. It may... Well, then again, if we get most of the gardens, we'll be in a better position to score. So maybe we do actually have to trigger the shuffle. If I didn't have such a gardens lead, I probably would not have done what I just did. It could be a stockpile here. That would be the most unreasonable thing. But I think it's in my advantage to end the game quicker. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably save this, get in the state. Alright. So they got that Groom. They got that. You could argue we should get an Enchantress, and that estate wouldn't have done much there. And now he's they're probably gonna get a province here, which would make sense. Probably would have made more sense. Well, maybe it would have made more sense to get a stockpile on my last turn and then they save this turn. Yeah, now they have to think about what they're doing here. I think grabbing an estate is not safe. Most of my options seem not safe, though, I will say. My plan so far, and actually I don't even know how... my plan was basically, get as many gardens as I could to deny my opponent points, and maybe that would make up for a lot. Because I think we have like 7 gardens, essentially. So their practice... Okay. We cannot lower estates at all here. And they're gonna... Yeah. I'm gonna grab that. I do not think I can really lower here. So I'm gonna discard that from exile. We'll see if we just immediately lose here. Okay, they should be able to triple estate here. Which, this is the fancy way of doing that. Alright. We just got the bottom end of Groom Shuffle, so, or Groom Brush. So, let's play another one.